It's always a special opportunity to address this wonderful school, this Kehillah of Toronto, especially the time period where we are now, Parshat Beshalach, Parshat Hashira, as well as it being tonight, Tu B'Shvat. The idea of Tu B'Shvat and the message I want to share specifically about the Parsha, I think, go hand in hand in a way that I didn't always understand or appreciate beforehand. Tu B'Shvat is a very unique holiday. It's one that we primarily in Chutz La'aretz don't connect to so much because we're celebrating trees and life in a different location. It's a Rosh Hashanah for the trees and for the produce. At least for myself, growing up, I remember in New York we used to get buxton, this dry, not so delicious fruit that made me think even I don't want to have anything, leave me alone. You'll say it's the day and I won't say Tachanun. But that's not what the day is about. Tu B'Shvat is a day ultimately where we're not even celebrating the fruit that exists now. We take fruit from these trees to appreciate what will be, but only what will be in the future. Today is not about what the final product is, it's about the potential for that final product. Ultimately, on this day, the sap, the life, the elixir is coming back into the heart of the tree, into its core. And now starts the period where it starts to develop and produce those fruits. In our Parsha, there is a very interesting parallel between Yetziat Mitzrayim and Matan Torah. The Pasuk tells us in Parak Yud Daled, Pasuk Yud, V'hinei Mitzrayim nosea achareihem. This is only a piece of the Pasuk. And behold, Egypt traveled in the singular after them. Rashi comments on this nosea, on this word nosea, which is in the singular, and without asking, it implies it should have said nosim. It should have said that they, Mitzrayim, the many, were traveling in the lashon rabim in the plural. Why is it in the singular? So Rashi here says belev echad ki ish echad, with one heart as one man. Now this is very similar to what we see Bnei Israel happening to them, at least when they are by Matan Torah. We see that we see that the Jewish people travel from Refidim, and then it says Vayichan Sham Yisrael Neged Har. I should have said instead of Vayichan they encamped in the singular. It should have said Vayichanu, they in the plural. Rashi here comments again Ke'ish echad belev echad. So we ultimately are left with an interesting question. What is the difference between our parsha, which says belev echad Ke'ish echad, versus Ke'ish echad belev echad? I've heard this answer in the past. I don't remember the source. It is interesting to note that Mitzrayim, even though they knew this inherently would be bad for them, still pursued Bnei Israel. They still tried. They said, what have we done? We should go after them. Right? Think about it for a moment. Where did he get these horses from? These horses that they're using for the chariots, all their animals died. It must be that these are either the Bnei Israels that, wait, can't be Bnei Israels. They took all their animals. So where are they from? It can't be Mitzrayim because they're dead, and it can't be Israel's because they took them. There were those in Parshat Shemot, in Parshat Ve'era, who feared Hashem, who had Yirat Shemayim, who brought their animals inside. When Moshe Rabbeinu said, if anything outside during the hail will get killed and be destroyed. So these ones are the ones who had Yirat Shemayim still said, hey, go, take him. What happens? They joined together not because they actually fundamentally really believed in the same ideology, they had the same desires, but rather they just wanted their slaves back. They wanted a particular outcome. And ultimately, when people come together, not because they have actual unity, because they have achdut, what will end up ultimately happening is their destruction, their undoing. Maybe you'll succeed at first. That's possible. But long term, it's bound to be destroyed. Unlike by Matan Torah, when the Bnei Israel encamped together, they were fundamentally together. They had struggles, they had issues. That's why this is the only time we see the Torah of Vayichan in the singular. But fundamentally, they came together to receive the Torah, to be me'ached, to come together for this purpose. When we realize who we are and what we are, nothing can stop us. We might not always succeed. We might even get set back. We might even get knocked down. But ultimately, It's not about us having, quote unquote, the Beit HaMikdash here and then. Right? In this story, when they're getting the Torah, or even when they're leaving Mitzrayim, they don't have all the wonders right away. It takes a long time. It's a process. It's talich. So too the trees. So too Tu B'Shvat. When the sap enters, it's not the final product. And that's okay. But we know it's the beginning of our potential. We've been going through a journey for over 110 days, at least in the minimum, potentially even longer from all the issues we were having as an Am beforehand. We are far from the finished product, but we can see what our true potential is at the hardest moments. The way we've come together, the way in Miluim, I saw Chayalim from all different walks of life serving together with the same motivation, the readiness to protect the nation, protect the land. That reveals to you whether or not it was Be'ish Echad, Belev Echad, or whether or not it was Belev Echad, Ki'ish Echad. We should be Zoche to be able to actually have one heart and one soul, not like Mitzrayim. We should actually be Ki'ish Echad, Belev Echad, one nation that has one heart. We have a common goal, we have a common desire, even if we're not there yet. That sap should come into us now, and Bezrat Hashem, that will lead to those future periods which we celebrate on a day like today, like Tu B'Shvat. Have a wonderful day. Good